Let's take a look at some of my favorite fits. We did it after round one. We're going to do it again after round three. The Zillow best home fits. It's brought to you by Zillow. Agents, tours, loans, homes. And on day two and day three, several guy found homes that just really resonated with me. Fantastic fits across the draft. And I want to start in the second round. The Buffalo Bills, 60th overall, took a guy by the name of Cole Bishop, and it just screams like a perfect match for so many reasons. Bills addressed their receiver need at 33 overall with Keon Coleman. Then they turn to their defense. Remember, it's a year of transition in the Buffalo defense. Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer out the door at safety. They've meant so much to that defense while Sean McDermott has been there. Well, guess what? If you want to draft a defensive back, University of Utah is not a bad place to look. Just in recent years, you've seen Jalen Johnson and Marcus Williams come out of Utah. Eric Weddle famously came out of Utah years and years ago. Even Julian Blackmon, the Indianapolis Colts. They know how to develop them. And Sean McDermott clearly knows how to coach them. I know the Bills have needs on offense. I could see Cole Bishop being an early contributor and a key piece of that defense. We know how the secondary has been ravaged by injuries. I loved that pick a lot early on Friday night. Later on Friday night, another AFC contender did something that I really loved. You want to talk about a wonderful fit? How about at 80th overall, the Cincinnati Bengals took Alabama wide receiver Jermaine Burton, who talent-wise, I think Germaine Burton's got it all. I think he was inconsistent in college. I think you're going to hear a lot of talk about his maturity. He got into an altercation with a fan on the field after a game. Day to day, down to down consistency, that's something to worry about. But when you go to the right place, all of that stuff can have a way of working out. And where better for a young receiver to go than an offense that has Joe Burrow throwing the ball and receivers like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins to learn from. I think it's a wonderful pick for the present. I think Jermaine Burton can help you replace Tyler Boyd. Not a true slot receiver, but he did play roughly 20% of his snaps in the slot last year. So he can do that. And then obviously a potential long-term replacement for T. Higgins. We don't know what the future holds for T, but Jermaine Burton gives you a talented guy that could develop into quite a starter. Love that pick for the Bengals. I'll keep it at receiver. Very early on Saturday, round 4, the Denver Broncos got Troy Franklin, the Oregon wide receiver. A lot of people had him going much higher. He fell all the way to pick 102. I doubt he's complaining about linking up in Denver with his college quarterback, Bo Nix. And that's the thing I love about it. I think Troy Franklin, there's going to be criticisms of his game, how physical he is, how much he can create his own separation against NFL DBs, but where better to go than with the guy that helped you become a college star? I think it's good for Franklin. I think it's good for Bo Nix. So much hinging on how Bo Nix develops. Go get him a receiver that he feels comfortable throwing to. I think that makes a lot of sense. Very offense heavy, but later on Saturday, I had to laugh when I saw this. The Miami Dolphins traded up to pick 120. They gave up a future third round pick to do it. That's how much they wanted to move up into that spot. And who else would it be but a blazing fast running back? They draft Jaylen Wright out of Tennessee. If there's a home run hitter among this year's running backs, it's Wright. Doesn't that sound like Mike McDaniel? Raheem Mostert's already there. We saw what Devon Achane did for the Dolphins offense. How many track stars do you need, Mike? I start to wonder how you're going to find something to do with them all, but fortunately, that is the one mad scientist who can find touches for a guy like Jaylen Wright. That's going to be fun to watch. I would have liked to see the Dolphins do a little bit more to address their offensive line. They did draft Patrick Paul in the second round, the offensive tackle out of Houston, but still some more work they could have done. But hey, it's a hell of a lot of fun to watch really fast guys score touchdowns for Mike McDaniel. So I'm on board with that fit. Lastly, you don't have a heart if you didn't like this one. Later on Saturday, another trade up, one of Howie Roseman's dozen moves during the weekend. The Philadelphia Eagles go up and they get Clemson linebacker Jeremiah Trotter Jr. to Philadelphia. And of course, the reason this is such a great fit is because it's his legacy to be there. Jeremiah Trotter Jr.'s father, Jeremiah Trotter, was a fantastic member of the Eagles in the late 90s and the 2000s, was there for most of the 2000s on those teams. that helped Andy Reid get to 4 straight NFC title games. And now Jeremiah Trotter gets to go home. Not only that, like the emotional element of it is great. I please go listen to the draft day call that he had with Howie and Jeffrey Lurie. It's crazy to think in a league with as much turnover as the NFL, Howie Roseman was there for most of Jeremiah Trotter Sr.'s career. So it's not just like you're going to the Eagles, you're going to a team with executives and ownership who remember watching you grow up. It's pretty crazy. On top of that, the Eagles don't have a ton invested at linebacker. Devin White's there on a 1-year deal. There's not a huge obstacle to Jeremiah Trotter getting playing time if he pans out. So it's good from the emotional element. And if there's a place where Jeremiah Trotter can blossom into a player, maybe Philadelphia is that place. I love it. I love all 5 of those fits. Just a handful of the cool stories we saw over draft weekend.